been going on forever here. I want Paul. I know you got a ton of information. Hit us with it.
All right. Let's start from the top. We've hit a number of different things, and there's a couple different areas that I want to flesh out a little bit. First of all, not only is John, a world-class athlete and has been for some time, both of us have been involved with sports media for over 10 years. John even longer than I have been involved. So, not only is John a world-class athlete, we're both involved in media and have been for some period of time. So that just further burnishes our credentials, so to speak.
Talk radio, top radio in top 5 markets, national television, level. That's what we're talking about. Okay, go ahead.
Another thing. Okay, sportsjournalist.com. Just so it doesn't seem like John and I are complaining about the treatment to us. Well, I think most people are familiar with the writer Jason Whitlock. Well, Jason Whitlock essentially left the site because he was getting treated unfairly. Or at least, that's certainly the way it looked to him, and I can tell you from my own experience, that's the way it looked to a lot of other people as well.
And that's what he said.
That's about John and me, and we're complaining about a site. This has happened to a number of writers on that site.
And that's what he said. And that let me just say this.
And what John is and what I am. So this is a problem beyond us.
Let me just say, Paul. Let me just say this. That's what he said to us. He's probably the top sports writer, one of the top sports writers in the country, if not the top sports writer in the country. He got pissed because they were messing around with him and jerking around. They had no respect for him. Same thing happened to Scoop Jackson on that. They went after Jamel Hill a little bit. Believe me, it's on and on and on. They make fun of Jim Rome. These guys are clowns.
I agree. Most of these. Here's the way sports journalists work. John gave you a good explanation. I'll just fill it in just slightly. Sportsjournalist.com is at its very core a job posting site. The main reason why the site gets tons of hits and everything is because it's basically a national spot if you're looking for work as a sports media member. Now, there are other things that are discussed, of course, stories and stuff are broken down. But that is probably what drives a lot of the traffic, because people can look there and they can make connections and network. And so the posters that post there, yes, you do get famous people that do post there, such as Jason Whitlock in the past, such as Jamel Hill. There are other names I could throw out, but that gives you an idea.
Okay,
but more so than that is you get a lot of top organizations, ESPN, Sports Illustrated, etc. They read the news, they read the post there, and they'll a lot of times appropriate the ideas there.
Okay.
I have no problem with that.
We're back. So we're wrapping up this whole Mitchell report, steroids thing, everything. We left off talking about that whack site, sportsjournalist.com, that basically banned me and my brother Paul because we were too dangerous, meaning we were too good. We got way too many hits. We were the hottest posters on the hottest threads. And we were getting national attention. And, we just do what we do. We're way more skilled than these people and much smarter than them. And that's the whole bottom line. And we kept schooling them. That's the thing about these little liberal, wannabes and stuff like that. They think they're so smart, and then when they come up against real intelligence, they can't handle it. You know what I mean? So they have to rig the game. I told them who was going to win in the political stuff. I told them what was going on with all the steroid stuff. I told them what was going on with different teams. I told them what was going on with McNabb. Right about everything. But anyway, I don't want to get totally distracted. We can talk about all that and more over at VillarrealSports.com. That's a real site where it's open to everyone, the elite athletes, all the way down to the fans, and we let them all come in there. The thing that killed me about SportsJournalist.com, and Paul can talk more about it, is the top journalists, they ran out of there because they couldn't have it. What you have is a very, very small, I'm talking really small, maybe 50 or 100 tops, people that have multiple IDs there. They all talk to each other. They act like little kids. A good bit of them are drunk when they post. They admit it. They have all kinds of weird stuff. They say the most vile, crazy things you'll ever see. Like I said, one of the moderators, Mark Vid, who happens to be some kind of camera operator for ESPN. ESPN should fire this guy. I believe he's a camera operator, some freelance guy. is basically one of their moderators, and he basically called me, quote unquote, the blackest sounding poster, the blackest sounding white guy on SJ. I know exactly what it said, but although I did save it. Yeah, of course I did. But, they tried to delete that. They tried to cover it up. That's why they kicked me and Paul off shortly thereafter, because they didn't want to be that exposed. And subsequently, a very, very short time period thereafter, I got an anonymous email that was because I said, oh, by the way, I'm half white and half Latino, and I got an anonymous email that said, hey, Latino. I mean, this is what this site is about. And these are the people that are voting on the Hall of Fame. These are the people that want to stand in moral judgment over you, over me, over McGuire, over real athletes. Let me tell you something. If there wasn't elite athletes out there, those fools would have no job. Nobody cares about them. Okay? And ESPN's trying to build up the E60 and make the reporters the stars. Nobody cares about the reporters. Okay, you have no network, no viewership, no ads, no nothing without the athletes. That's the bottom line, because the reporters are boring. Hey, there's some good reporters, and there's some reporters that we love. I mean, we love Jason Whitlock. We love Jim Rome. We love Dan Levitar. We love Levitar. Levitar's great. Love Rome. Tim Brown. I mean, Kirkchian. The list goes on and on. I mean, that prime time. Now that he's, there's a lot of great sports journalists, but there's a lot of clowns too, and there's a lot of haters. And most of the haters, much like sportsjournalists.com, are low-level nothing punks that want to hate on the real good guys. Paul, I know you know a lot more about this. Speak it.
The bottom line is this, John. You said a mouthful. Bottom line is this. What I was saying before is sportsjournalists.com. There are a lot of larger, organizations, ESPN, Sports Illustrated, etc., that visit the site, but they lurk. They don't post, but they go there. They go there looking for ideas and call them ideas and see what people are talking about, and that's cool. Look, all I can say is this. Right now it's going to be the grand opening of VillarrealSports.com. I have stored a number of different posts from myself and from you that we have written at sportsjournalist.com, even though we can't access it right now. We're banned. We're going to repost some of that stuff. You can see it for yourself, what we were doing there. And, that's it. I mean, those guys are a bunch of, honestly, they're embarrassing.
They are embarrassing. It's like
a playground. It's a joke.
They are embarrassing, and don't take my word for it. Don't take Paul's word for it. Check it out yourself and see how bad it is. When we were there, they had the highest posting, viewership, everything that they've ever had. Now the thing's dying on the vine. And let me just say this. The thing that really chapped their hides, what really pissed them off, is I said people are looking at our stuff. People know we're credible when they were saying, oh, who are you guys? And more, there was example after example after example of national outlets taking our stuff, getting our vibes, running with our takes. It was obvious. It was clear. There was no way around it. I mean, it was stacked up higher and higher and higher. And it drove them nuts that we were having that kind of impact, that kind of fire, that kind of control, and that kind of influence. And the only reason is because we're good. Simply put. I thought these people were for free speech and meritocracy. No, these people love to censor fast and furious. And you know what? We say, I told the guys, you can kick me out, I don't care. Because guess what? You don't want me competing against you. And we're going to be better and bigger because we're going to do it the right way for the fans, for the athletes, trying to get interesting inside information out there, good takes, hot stories, and just make it fun, And that's the deal right there. And so anyway, okay, enough about that. So check out VillarrealSports.com.